Hello and welcome to another Brontë adventure. It is a grim day in Yorkshire today. It's drizzling, it's grey, it's foggy and it's not particularly nice. So I thought let's pop into Brontë HQ and let's have a chat instead. A man has just started using a chainsaw outside, so if you can hear distant rumbles, it is not a bog burst, it's a man with the chainsaw. Typical, he chooses his time. I don't even know who it is. Maybe I should be a nosy neighbour and go and have a look. Anyway, today. So, amongst the many treasures associated with the Brontë family, there's one piece of art that stands out. Not just for its subject, but its unique and mysterious story, the famous pillar portrait of the Brontë sisters. Painted by their brother Bramwell in 1834, this portrait is more than just a family keepsake. It's a window into the complicated life of the Brontë sisters and their talented, troubled brother. The pillar portrait was created when Branwell Brontë was just 17 years old. He was an aspiring artist and painted this family portrait of his sisters, Charlotte, Emily and Anne. And the portrait story, though, is a little bit of a complicated one. In the middle of the painting, where a pillar now stands, Branwell originally painted himself, standing alongside his sisters. But for this reason, that remains a mystery. He later painted over himself, erasing his figure and leaving that faint outline we see today. After the death of the Brontë sisters, and of course Patrick, their father, Charlotte's husband, Arthur Bell-Nichols, took the portrait with him to Bangor in County Offaly in Ireland. I hope I've said that right. It remained out of the public eye for decades, folded up and stored away. Oh, can you imagine it? It was just, I think it was on top of a wardrobe, but it was just, anyway. Until it was rediscovered in 1914 by Arthur's second wife, Mary Ann. I wonder what she thought when she came across it all folded up. I wonder how she felt about Charlotte as well. Living in Charlotte's shadow, maybe? But let's not get into that, we're talking about the painting. By this time, all the damage had been done. The creases where it had been folded away are still visible today, and Branwell's painted over image had started to re-emerge. It's almost a bit spooky, isn't it? So, this portrait is known as the pillar portrait because of the faint pillar structure that now separates Emily from her sisters. Yes, for all you eagle-eyed Brontë fans out there, yes, I did get that wrong. I don't know how I can get them muddled up, but never mind. So let's iron this out. So here we have Charlotte, here we have Emily, and here we have Anne. So that is the correct order. Apologies about that. In reality, this pillar is the result of Branwell Bronté's original attempts to include himself in the painting. He initially painted himself standing alongside his sisters, but later chose to remove the figure by painting over it. The appearance of the pillar is partly due to the paint quality that Branwell used. The pigment he chose were not the highest of quality and had faded significantly over time. This fading is inadvertently revealed this outline of Branwell's original image. Spooky. And the poor quality of the paint and its deterioration has caused the underlying figure to become slightly visible, creating this sort of ghostly effect. The exposure of Branwell's figure through the faded pigment adds an intriguing layer to the portrait, making it not just a historical artefact, but a visual representation of Branwell's own struggles in his effort to erase his presence from the family record. This mysterious transformation is what makes this pillar portrait so captivating, and of course symbolic of the personal and artistic challenges that Branwell faced. While the pillar portrait offers a rare glimpse of the Brontë sisters, it's often debated whether it's a good likeness. I mean, Branwell, though talented, was still a very young artist and his style shows that. The The faces are recognisable, but somewhat idolised. This was a private family portrait, not a professional commission, and that relaxed style reflects that. Branwell had high hopes of becoming a professional portrait painter. He took art lessons in Bradford, and at one point he planned to study at the Royal Academy of Art in London. But like many of his ambitions, those plans never came to fruition. His struggles with alcohol caused him to abandon his trip to London, and he returned home penniless and disheartened. Though he never became a celebrated artist he aspired to be, Branwell continued to practice his craft, often using his family as subjects. Some of his surviving portraits include the portrait of Emily Brontë and his own self-portrait. These works show his talent, but sadly his professional demons held him back from achieving the success he and his family dreamed of. Today, the pillar portrait resides in the National Portrait Gallery in London rather than at the Brontë Parsonage Museum in Haworth, though they do have a copy on display on the staircase. This decision was made because of the significance not only to the Brontë family but to British art and history. The gallery acquired the portrait in 1984. That's not that long ago, and it recognises its importance as a national treasure. But one other question that often comes up is why the portrait hasn't been fully restored like many of the others in the National Portrait Gallery. Well, the answer lies in its unique history. The creases and the fading are part of its story. They tell us about the decades it spent folded away and how Branwell himself erased his own image. Restoring the painting could remove these marks and, in doing so, erase part of this emotional and historical significance. The National Portrait Gallery takes great care to ensure the painting doesn't deteriorate further, but for now, they've chosen to preserve it in its current state. I think that's nice, and it was never really meant to be this amazing posh portrait in a huge gallery, even though it's lovely that it is. I wonder how Branwell would feel if he actually knew that a piece of art that he did at 17 is hanging in one of the major galleries in the world. It would probably blow his mind. The pillar portrait is a haunting reminder of the Brontë family's genius, struggles, and of course the bond that they shared. Branwell's fading figure, the damage from being hidden away, and the unpolished style all makes this portrait one of the most fascinating pieces of Brontë history. It tells a story that goes beyond the canvas, a story of family, loss, and enduring legacy of one of the literature's most famous families. You can imagine there are so many theories about why Branwell painted himself out of the picture. Was it because he wasn't happy with the final image? Was it because he tinkered with it so much that it distorted it and he just about had enough and decided to slap some paint on? Or was it because he felt he shouldn't be part of that family, that he didn't belong there anymore? We will never know, and the painting really won't tell us either. It's a shame that he did remove himself, because it would be lovely to have seen him stood where he rightly belonged amongst his sisters. He was just as talented as his sisters, but for whatever reason, and only Branwell will know, he didn't feel he should be in it. And instead, he drew a pillar. There was a fashion for backdrops and Roman structures, so maybe he decided a pillar would be a better use. But it really didn't sit very well, and it really doesn't look right either, even if it was a finished pillar. I wonder what was going through his mind the day he put the paint over his own face. I wish we could travel back in time and find out. It was created when Branwell... It's his name. I don't know what it is. When I try to say his name, it gets my lips and my mouth gets all tangled. Right, should we try again? The pillar I can't even say that now. Pillar portrait. Oh, stubbed my toe. Ow. Oh, such a bad invention, toes, aren't they? They're so vulnerable to being stubbed. Oh, right, concentrate. Oh, I forgot to put my phone to silent. Shh. making it not just a historical artefact, but a visual representation. Making it not just a historical artefact, but a visual I just want to say the word. Right, let's get to this. Let's do this video. While the pillar portrait offers a rare glimpse, my mouth is made of jelly. Come on, cheeks. No, it's not a picture, it's a painting. It's my tummy. But one of the questions that the man with the chainsaw has finally stopped. Maybe he's gone for some lunch. Or he's having a cup of tea. Oh, lucky man, having a cup of tea. It's still miserable out though. How can the chainsaw man cut a tree in the rain? I would have thought that's pretty dangerous. Maybe that's why he stopped. Maybe the rain's got worse. Can't see him, but I can hear him. I didn't think you were allowed to cut trees in the rain. Why did I think that? So thank you for watching today's little video on the pillar portrait. I just felt it was something that should be discussed. It's not really mentioned much, and there's so many rumours and myths about it. And to think it'd been hidden away for all those years. Did Arthur ever get it out and look at it? Did he not like what his wife looked like in the image? Did he just not want to see them, or did it make him really sad? That part of the mystery we'll never know either. What's your thoughts on the portrait? Why did Bramwell paint himself out? Why was it hidden away for so many years? What happened? See if we can come up with our own version. I mean, there's a story there, isn't there, really? Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. Please do that whole likey, subscribey thing, because it really does help me out, and it lets YouTube know that we want to watch more Brontë content. Keep your comments coming. I love reading all your ideas, thoughts, suggestions, and just where you are. So many of you told me whereabouts in the world you lived, and it just blew my mind. And I will see you all next Friday for more Brontë adventures. Take care. Bye.